right, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear if you'll state your name for the record.
Detective Pelkey.
All right, state you may proceed.
Detective Pelkey, how are you currently employed?
I work for the San Antonio Police Department.
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
A little over 17 years.
Okay. What is your current assignment with the San Antonio Police
I work on the north side. I work evenings
Department? Okay.
as a detective.
Okay. And as a detective, what are your duties?
So I take calls just like the other officers, but also if evidence needs to be collected, I can do that as well.
Okay. Before your role that you have now, did you have previous roles with the San Antonio Police Department?
I did.
Okay. And so back in 2024, did you have the same role or a different role back then?
The same role.
Okay. Can you just explain to the jury briefly the training that you undergo to become a law enforcement officer with SUPD?
Yeah. So we go to the police academy for about 7 months. It's very intensive on physical training and academically, where we learn penal code, criminal procedure, arrest authorities, things like that, even court precedent.
Okay. And then after the academy period, is there a field training period as well?
Yes, there is. So we would ride with another officer, a senior officer, so they can basically show us how to handle calls, what to do in different situations. We have the tactical training from the police academy, but it's always different when it's in the real world and you actually experience it for yourself.
Okay. Now, I want to speak to you. Were you employed as a detective with San Antonio Police Department on April 9th of 2024?
Yes, I was.
And were you assigned, what was your location that you were assigned to?
I worked at the Prue Road substation, which is the northwest side of town.
Okay. And on that day, what shift were you working?
B shift, which was 1:30 to 9:30 at the time.
Okay. And were you dispatched to 4343 Vance Jackson Road, San Antonio, Texas 78230?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Do you recall the reason that you were dispatched there?
It was for a shooting in progress.
Okay. And when you arrived on scene, to your knowledge, was any suspect or victim located at that scene?
No.
Okay. And so when you arrived on scene, can you just describe to the jury any observations that you made?
So there was already a couple of patrol officers there. They pointed me to a couple of drops of blood. And then I just walked the scene, see if I could find any shell casings or any other evidence of a shooting. And I noticed that there was like another little, very small puddle of what appeared to be blood.
Okay. Were you able to document the scene by taking photographs?
I was.
All right, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 3. Can you take a look at that for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize that?
I do.
Do you know what is contained within that disc?
Yes, there's photos that I took of the crime scene.
Okay, and you viewed State's Exhibit number 3 prior to your testimony today?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and did it contain 13 photos on State's Exhibit number 3?
Yes.
Okay, and were those photos taken by you?
Yes.
And when you viewed them, were they a fair and accurate depiction of the scene as you observed it on the offense stand?
Yes, they were.
Okay, and have they been altered in any way?
No.
Okay. At this time, the state's offering State's Exhibit number 3 and tendering to defense for inspection.
I have none.
All right, State's Exhibit number 3 is admitted without objection. Granted.
Detective, so if we are looking at the contents of State's Exhibit number 3, the photo that is labeled as 1_, can you explain to the jury what they are reading currently?
So this is an image of the entrance to the parking lot of the car wash. And this area, kind of by the sidewalk, is where the blood was.
And just in any case, when you arrive to the scene, what is the general way that you tend to photograph scenes?
So what I do first is I try to identify the evidence that would be most important to the case. And I try to show the area that it was found in by taking pictures of the entire surroundings, like 360 degrees around. So you can kind of orient yourself to the position of the evidence relative to different landmarks in the area.
Okay. And so if we're looking at the photo on stage exhibit number 3, labeled as 2 underscore, what road is that showing?
That is Vance Jackson.
And is that a public way?
Yes.
Okay, and we can see motor vehicles traveling in stage exhibit number 3, photo labeled 2 underscore, is that correct?
Yes.
And in the photo labeled 3 underscore, what is that?
This also shows Vance Jackson Road, but also the kind of the stuff that's across the way from the crime scene, slightly a little bit more turned clockwise.
Okay. And with the photo labeled 4 underscore
This would be directly across from the scene,
and 5 underscore,
slightly more clockwise, going towards the other way on Vance Jackson.
and then 6 underscore.
This shows southbound Vance Jackson, and you can kind of see the light and a little bit of the bridge of 410 right there.
Okay. And is that where I'm toggling my mouse?
Yes.
And 7 underscore,
This one shows a little bit of Vance Jackson off to the left side. This is the McDonald's that's next door to the car wash. And of course, our friends, the media.
and what about 8 underscore?
This is looking at the road. I'm not sure what the street name is, but it's in between the McDonald's and the car wash.
Okay. And then 9 underscore,
This is looking directly into like the car wash parking lot.
and then 10 underscore.
This shows a little bit, you can kind of see the blood drops, but it's hard because it's nighttime. And then like the crime scene tape and the northbound Vance Jackson in the background.
Okay. So regarding 10 underscore, that's facing away from 410, is that correct?
Yes.
And the photo labeled 11 underscore, what is that showing?
Those drops of what appears to be blood.
Okay, is that a more zoomed in photo of 10 underscore that we just saw?
Yes.
And what about 12 underscore? What is that depicting?
This shows the other area of what appears to be blood that I had found.
Okay. And then is 13 underscore just a closer up of that?
Correct.
Now, you did state that you searched for some evidence in the form of like shell casings or weapons. Did you locate any of that on scene?
I did not.
Okay. And so after you documented the scene and photographs, did that kind of conclude your involvement in the case?
Yes, another CSI had arrived and took over the evidence collection.
Okay. We pass the witness.
No questions.
All right, is the witness excused or subject to recall?
Excused by defense.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone during the pendency of the trial. If you'll remove the square and you're excused. Thank you. Please sit down. Yes. All right, everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
State calls Nadia Newton.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Nadia Nicole Newton.
All right, just make sure you keep your voice up so that the jurors can hear, all right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. State, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, Nadia. Can you please just adjust the mic so that you're able to access it? Nadia, how old are you currently?
22,
Okay, and where were you born?
San Antonio, Texas, in Bear County.
And have you lived in Bear County since the time that you were born?
Yes,
Did you go to high school here in Bear County?
yes.
What high school did you attend?
Lee High School.
Okay. And I want to talk to you about an incident that occurred on April 9th of 2024. Do you recall that date?
Yes.
Do you recall what you were doing in the late evening?
I had just gotten a job at the Bill Millers in my area, and I was walking to the bus stop to go to a Planet K on Evers Road.
Judge, I'm going to object to narrative response.
That'll be overruled.
You can continue.
And after that, I was supposed to meet up with a few of my friends.
Okay. Now you said you obtained a job at Bill Miller's. Where were you working prior to April 9th of 2020?
The Circle K on Vance Jackson.
Okay. And did you also live in that area at that time as well?
Yes,
Okay. Do you recall your address that you were living at on April 9th of 2024?
I do.
What is that?
2622 Carrybrook Court.
Okay. And so you stated that on this evening that you were walking to the bus stop, and did something occur that led us here today?
Yes.
Can you please explain to the jury what you observed? Well, I guess what landmarks are kind of in the area where you were walking, if you recall?
There's a Mexican restaurant right next to the apartment I stay at, and passing that is the car wash. And across from that is the McDonald's.
Okay. And so when you were you walking towards 410 or away from 410?
Towards 410.
Okay. And when you were walking towards 410, what happened once you got near the car wash?
I was stopped by John's car, and I tried to keep walking, but he had gotten out of his car and approached me and wouldn't let me leave to my bus stop.
Okay. Do you see Johnny here today?
I do.
Are you able to point to him and identify him by an article of clothing that he's wearing?
Yes. He's wearing the dark gray shirt.
All right, let the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant, Johnny Dolores. So when Johnny or the defendant approached you, what was his demeanor? How was he acting toward you?
Very aggressive, and he was not really willing to respect my boundaries when I told him to leave me alone. It was just persistent and wouldn't really back down or go back to his car.
Okay. Do you recall the color of car that he was driving that day?
It was a blue car.
Okay. And when you were walking toward 410, how did he approach you in the car?
He had nearly hit me with it as I was passing the car wash, and I was able to move out the way by inches, and he had fully stopped his car then, and I just tried to keep walking.
Okay. And so, did you all stay in the area of the car wash, or did this interaction move kind of to the side? What happened?
It moved a little closer to the McDonald's, but not too far away from the car wash.
Okay. And how are you feeling at the time that you described that the defendant was not respecting your boundaries or listening to what you were telling them?
I was very scared. I was also very irritated with how consistent he's been, and I grew tired, and I just wanted him to leave me alone. I told him many times. In that
Judge,
moment-
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
When you're saying you had told him many times, you're referring to that day you explicitly told him multiple times to get away from him, is that correct?
Yes, from the moment he stopped his car up to the moment we were on the side of the McDonald's.
Okay. And, did he go away from you when you told him to?
No,
Okay, and so in this moment, when you said that you were feeling scared, did you have anything in your possession to protect yourself?
I did.
What was that?
It was a knife.
Okay, and so in this moment that he's not responding to what you're telling him and you're feeling scared, what did you do with the knife?
I just held it up and I was basically giving him a warning to just leave me alone because he started grabbing me and blocking my path and I felt like I was unsafe and I'm too small. I can't really do anything if he does grab me at that point.
Okay. Now regarding your size, about how tall are you?
5 foot.
Okay. And at that time back in 2024, can you give us a rough estimate of how much you weighed at that time?
I was about 120.
Okay. And so in your estimate and observations of the defendant, is he bigger in stature than you?
Yes.
Okay. And so at the time that you produced your knife and told him to get away from you, what did he do?
He really just kept trying to talk to me and blocking my path. And in certain moments, he would walk up and try to like grab my arm or grab me in general. And that's when I would, just like, show him the blade and put it closer and just say, I need you to like back up. I need you to get away from me. I've already said this more than once. And it didn't make a difference.
Okay. And so at this time, when you all are kind of closer to the McDonald's and he's not heeding to your warning or getting away from you, was there anybody else that observed what was going on at this time?
Yes.
Do you know that person's name?
Yes, his name is Travis.
Okay. And did he kind of get involved at this time or not yet?
He did, once he noticed, the arguing from outside of the car wash he worked at, he pretty much walked up to us and told him that he needed to leave and that this was already the second time that he was caught harassing me in front of that specific car wash and that he needed to go.
Judge, when we approach,
Yes,
Travis or Tommy?
Travis.
No, he did not.
Okay, so at this point, he's just verbally telling the defendant that he needs to leave. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so at the point in time where you all are closer to the McDonald's, is there a time that you tried to get away from that area?
Yes.
Okay, what did you do?
I tried walking away and telling him to get back in his car and leave. But each time I kept trying to walk, he would block my path and grab me. Okay. I kind of just stopped from there.
Okay. And so, after you moved, when you're trying to walk away, where is the defendant in relation to you? Is he staying near the McDonald's or what is he doing?
He's standing near the McDonald's, but also close to me as well.
Okay, and so when you started, or at some point, did you start traveling back away from 410 up Vance Jackson Road?
I did.
Okay.
I approached his car and took down the license plate.
Okay. And what did he do when you did that?
He chased me and then he started grabbing me and pushing me at the same time. And I kept backing away from him because he kept getting closer. And at that point, telling him to back away just wasn't doing anything at all. He kept manhandling me, getting closer, and I didn't notice, but I ended up in the middle of the street and a car had almost hit me at that point. But I was just kind of focused on getting him off me.
All right. And so up until this point, when you're in the street that you're referring to, that Vance Jackson Road?
Yes.
Up until this point, had you made any gesture or cutting movement toward the defendant?
No, not until I was in the middle of the road and he had made me kiss him. And that's when I felt very threatened because I didn't know what he was planning to do after that. And so I just, out of instinct, stabbed him to
Okay.
get him off of me.
And then during this interaction, do you know if at this point Travis got involved physically, or do you not remember?
He did then, because when Johnny and I separated, that's when he pointed his gun at me. And Travis saw that and ran up from behind him and pushed him to the floor.
And then what did the defendant do after that?
He got up and pointed his gun at me again and then said that I had stabbed him and shot me in the leg.
Okay. And did you sustain an injury?
I did.
And what did you feel when you were shot?
It was like really, really hot and also very painful. At that point I was on the floor. And I feared for my life because I didn't know if he was going to shoot me anywhere else. I didn't know what his like intentions were at that point because it was kind of clear he was willing to harm me. So I just kind of got afraid and ran off.
Okay. And so did you stay there in front of the car wash, or where did you go from there?
I ran home. I called my friend for help and ran home and called an ambulance when I got there because I felt like I was in a safer position there than where I was sitting.
Okay. And did an officer with the San Antonio Police Department make contact with you at your apartment?
From what I remember, it was the paramedics. The cops did arrive eventually, but the paramedics got there first and helped me into the ambulance.
Okay. And then were you transported in the ambulance to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Nadia, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibits number 4 and 5. Do you recognize these?
Yes.
Okay. So regarding State's Exhibit number 4, have you placed an identifying mark on that?
Yes.
And same thing with State's Exhibit number 5?
Yes.
Okay. And regarding State's Exhibit number 4, have you viewed that prior to taking the stand today?
Yes.
Okay. And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they unfolded on the offense day?
Yes.
Okay. And is State's Exhibit number 4 video that was obtained from the car wash?
Yes.
Okay. And regarding State's Exhibit number 5, have you viewed it prior to your testimony today?
Yes.
Okay. And is that a cell phone video that depicts you in it?
Yes.
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they unfolded on the offense day?
Yes.
Okay. And then to your knowledge, has State's Exhibits number 4 or 5 been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is tendering State's Exhibits number 4 and 5 to defense for inspection and offering the same.
Can I take the witness on board, our judge?
Yes.
Miss Newton, did you take either one of these videos?
No.
Okay. And you said that neither one of these has been altered.
No.
Okay, but you don't know what they were like before, right? You didn't take them?
No.
Okay. You don't run the car wash. You don't know anything about their video system, right?
No.
So you have no knowledge whether or not it's been altered or even if it's the genuine video, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this other video that purports to have you in it, did you take that video?
No.
Okay. So do you know, you have no personal knowledge whether or not this is an authentic video or if it's been altered, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Judge, I'm going to object. I don't think they've been properly authenticated.
Judge, so both State's Exhibits 4 and 5 depict the witness in it. She's testified to the events that are contained within State's Exhibit number 4 and 5. She has personal knowledge and has testified to that, and so we're offering them into evidence.
All right, state's exhibits 4 and 5 will be admitted.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
And Nadia, regarding state's exhibit number 4, which is the car wash video, you watched it prior to taking the stand today, correct?
Yes,
And does it show the events and the sequence that they occurred on the offense stage? All right, Nadia, can you see the video up there? Okay, if you're
Yes.
having trouble with the screen in front of you, just feel free to turn around, all right? So in state's exhibit number 4, can you tell us what road we're looking at right here?
Vance Jackson Road.
Okay, and regarding this area right here, what is this?
That's the entrance to the car wash.
Okay, and then over here, what is over here?
The McDonald's.
So starting at the 3-minute mark of state's exhibit number 4, I'm toggling my mouse over something that's moving. Do you know who or what that is? And so what did we just observe occur on the state's exhibit number 4?
That was Johnny's car going into the car wash in front of me.
Okay, and is that the blue car that you stated earlier?
Yes,
And so what are you doing at this point?
I'm just walking past the car.
So what are you doing at this time?
Trying to walk away towards my bus stop.
And I've paused state's exhibit number 4. We see another individual enter the frame. Do you see where I'm toggling my mouse?
Yes,
Okay, who is that?
that's Travis.
Okay, and just to be clear, the individual that's in front of you wearing the black shirt that exited the blue motor vehicle, who is that?
Johnny.
Now, Nadia, I'm going to show you what has been marked as state's exhibits 6 through 10 inclusive. Can you please take a look at those for me? Do you recognize the items that are contained within state's exhibits 6 through 10 inclusive?
Yes,
Okay, and do they fairly and accurately depict the objects that are contained within the state's exhibits?
yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm tendering states 6 through 10 inclusive to defense and offering the same.
I have no objections.
All right, state's exhibits 6 through 10 is admitted without objection. Granted.
Okay, Nadia, can you state state's exhibit number 6 up there?
Yes.
Okay, so who is that?
That's me,
And where was that photo taken?
at the hospital.
And state's exhibit number 7, do you see that?
Yes,
Kind of a glare on it, but what is that showing?
it's my leg.
Okay, and what is this right here on your leg?
The bullet wound.
And state's exhibit number 8, is that just a closer shot of the bullet wound that you sustained?
Yes,
And state's exhibit number 9, do you recognize that motor vehicle?
yes.
Okay. Whose motor vehicle is that?
Johnny's.
And regarding state's exhibit number 10, is that the same motor vehicle we saw in state's exhibit number 9?
Yes,
Okay. And is that the blue motor vehicle that you were speaking of that we observed in state's exhibit number 4?
yes.
Judge, excuse me, may we approach briefly?
Yes. All right, everyone, please be seated and state you may continue.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, Nadia, so how did you come to know Johnny? Where did you meet?
He worked at a gas station in my area, and I would already go to that gas station for a long time. So just going to that gas station really wasn't new to me.
Okay. And did you ever have like a romantic relationship with him? Yes or no?
No.
And so, on this day, April 9th of 2024, is it your testimony that he shot you with a firearm and caused you in?
Yes.
You pass the witness soon.
Nadia, I'm going to ask you some questions, and if I speak too quickly or you don't understand my questions, let me know, and I'll try to slow down and rephrase them. Okay? So you viewed the video they just played before testifying, right?
Yes,
And you recall giving a statement to a police officer the night this happened, right?
yes,
Okay. And so your statement to the police, if you recall, and I think it's pretty clear on the video, was at no time at all did Johnny take a gun out until after you stabbed him, right?
yes,
Okay. So I guess he pulls over, right? And then I think you walked off and came back, right? You saw that on the video?
yes,
Okay. And then after that, didn't y'all both just end up filming each other like while you were arguing?
yes,
Okay. And so at one point in time on the video, I think you knocked the phone out of his hand, right?
I did,
And that's right prior to when you ran towards his car.
yes,
Okay. Now the car was running, right?
it was,
Okay. So you told the prosecutor that you ran to his car to film the license plate, right?
yes,
Or were you running to the car to try to steal it since the engine was running and the car was on?
no,
Okay. Would it be fair for somebody to assume that's what you were going to do since the car was operating and you just knocked the phone out of his hand?
I don't object to speculation.
Sustained.
Okay. But even then, even after you knocked the phone out of his hand, he still hadn't taken a gun out, right?
no,
Okay. But you had your knife out the entire time, right?
yes,
Okay. And then he never takes a gun out or makes any sort of violent act until after you stabbed him, right?
didn't make violent acts.
Okay.
Not with this gun, but he did make violent acts. prior to
Okay.
stabbing.
Is that when y'all are filming each other?
Yes,
Okay. And I guess what's the violent act that he makes while y'all are filming each other?
him grabbing me and blocking my path from walking away,
Okay.
and as well as pushing me into the road where I almost got hit by a car passing by.
Okay. Are you sure he pushed you into the road?
Yes.
Okay.
He was aggressively walking towards me and I kept backing away and he kept getting closer.
Okay. But he still wasn't exhibiting a firearm, right?
No.
Okay. And he was still, y'all were still talking and you were still, I guess at that point in time, still filming each other, right?
Yes,
Okay. And then Travis came up and I guess jumped on his back. Okay. No. But at some point in time, you decided that you were going to stab him, right?
the decision was made when he made me kiss him while also having me in the middle of the road.
Okay. Is that on the video?
It was,
Okay. You sure?
yes,
Okay. And what'd you do with the knife?
action was like stabbing him. with it.
No, no. I mean, after you left the scene, what'd you do with the knife?
Well, when I had gotten home, I had to take my pants off because the bullet hole
Mhm.
was under the pants. So the paramedics had to look at it. Whatever happened to the knife afterward, I have no idea.
Okay.
I assumed it was taken into evidence.
Okay. And you were arrested for stabbing Johnny, right?
Yes,
Okay. Because based upon what you told the officer and what's on the video, Johnny used no deadly force until after you stabbed him, correct?
Objection, not called for legal conclusion.
Sustained.
So John, you told us and you told the detective that Johnny didn't pull the gun out until after you stabbed him, right? Okay. How many times did you stab him? Okay. How big was the knife? Okay. But big enough to do pretty severe damage, right?
Motion.
Okay. All right, I pass the witness.
Nadia, ultimately, you did make a statement to an officer, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and you were truthful in or were you truthful about what happened with that officer?
the night of the shooting.
Yes,
Yes,
okay. And so, did you tell the officer about how you were walking that night? Do you recall that?
yes,
Okay. And, did you tell the officer how the defendant pulled up on you?
yes, I did.
Okay. And did you tell the officer that you were scared of the defendant because you knew him to carry a gun and deny?
Yes,
Okay. And then did you tell the officer that the defendant was getting close to you and at that point, that's when you decided to stab him?
yes,
Okay. And, at that point, did you tell the officer that the defendant shouted, "You stabbed me," and then took his gun out and shot you?
yes,
Okay. And so ultimately that night you were arrested. That's what you stated, correct?
yes,
But ultimately you were not charged with the offense, is that correct?
no,
No, you were not charged, correct?
no,
Okay. Like any case against you went away, right?
yes,
Okay. And so from that night that you talked to the officer that took the statement from you at the hospital or in your apartment, isn't it true that a different detective was assigned a couple of weeks later? Is that correct?
yes,
Okay, and that detective came and spoke with you at your apartment. Is that fair?
yes,
Okay. And ultimately that's the detective that put the case together, right?
yes,
We brought the witness, Your Honor.
So I guess back to what we talked about before. Okay. No matter what you said you thought about Johnny, there had been no weapon exhibited by him until after you stabbed him, right?
yes,
Okay. And it was, you talk about he's been known to, but at that point in time, y'all are filming each other and I guess, talking to each other, but you're the person who initiates the use of deadly force by stabbing somebody, right?
yes,
Okay. And it's only after you stabbed him that Johnny pulled the gun out and said, "You stabbed me," and then he shot you, right?
yes.
Okay. Would it be fair to assume if you stabbed him twice already that you might stab him again?
I'm gonna object to this.
You don't think so?
Sustained.
Because at that point in time, he's already been stabbed, and so then he uses the gun to protect himself. Would you agree?
No,
Okay. You don't think that's protecting himself after you've stabbed him twice?
I didn't think he needs to be there at all.
Okay. Well, but you'll agree with me, at this point in time, up until the time you stabbed him, you had no idea that he had a weapon at all. You just stabbed him.
I did have an idea.
Okay. Well, you're speculating because you said that in your report, but you're the person with a blade out the entire time.
For my defense.
Okay. But there's been no deadly force exhibited, and then you stabbed him and no gun came out until after you stabbed him, right?
A car could have been pretty deadly in that moment if he did hit me. He was very close.
A what?
So his car,
Well, the car's parked, right?
well, it wasn't parked when he drove up to me and he
At-
almost hit me in that.
At the
moment.
time you stabbed him, was the car in park?
It was,
Okay. And the gun doesn't come out until after you stab him, right? I mean, the car, we could talk about that situation, but at the time you stabbed him, there had been no gun exhibited, right? Okay, I pass the witness.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused or subject to recall?
Subject to recall, please.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means that you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone while this case is pending. Do you understand?
yes,
All right, you may step down, and if you'll remove the square microphone. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
Travis Phillips.
All right, you may proceed, state.
Mr. Phillips, how old are you currently?
28 years old.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in San Antonio,
Okay. What county do you currently live in?
Bear County,
And how long have you lived in Bear County?
almost 10 years.
Okay. Did you go to high school here in Bear County?
No, I did not.
Where did you go to high school?
Smessa Valley,
And do you know what county that's located in?
Colmau,
Okay. And that's just a short distance away from Bear County, is that correct?
yes.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you about April 9th of 2024. Do you recall that day?
Yes, I do.
Where were you employed on that day?
At the All-American Car Wash,
Do you recall where that is located?
43430 Vance Jackson Road,
Okay. And is that located in Bear County, Texas?
yes.
Okay. Now that car wash, does a substantial amount of the public have access to the car wash?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so like anyone can go there and get their car wash, is that
Yeah.
correct? Okay, and then immediately in front of the car wash, what road does the car wash face?
It faces Vance Jackson.
Okay. And the road Vance Jackson, are cars able to readily travel through there?
Yes,
Okay. Now on April 9th of 2024, were you working at the car wash that day?
yes.
Okay, and about what time did you get off of work?
It was 8 o'clock.
Okay. Did you leave work on foot?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and did you observe anything while you were leaving work?
I observed the defendant and the victim getting into an altercation.
Okay. Do you see the person that you're referring to as the defendant? Do you see him here in court today?
Yes, I do.
Can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
The flannel
Okay,
vest.
all right. And so you've identified the defendant. Can you please describe the demeanor that you observed on him at the time you observed him with the victim?
His demeanor was aggressive.
Okay. And when you were referring to the victim, do you know that person by name?
Yes.
What is her name?
Nadia.
And how did you come to know her?
I know her through a mutual friend.
Okay. And so at this time that you are observing what is going on, what were you thinking to yourself?
I was thinking that a very dangerous situation was developing.
Okay. And so what did you decide to do at that moment?
I had approached the defendant and told him to get away from the victim, and he did not reply.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes. All right. So if you'll just instruct him, and in regards to the use of the word victim, you're not allowed to say that word. You can say the person by,
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
okay. I mean, unless you know the rules, you don't know the rules. You can say the word complainant, or you can say the person by their name. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right.
So
Everyone, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're to disregard the party's approach. All right, State, you may proceed.
thank you. Okay, Mr. Phillips, so where we left off is you're in the parking lot of the car wash and you walk over to this altercation that you stumbled upon, and you stated that you told the defendant to get away from Nadia. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
Okay, and did he listen to you?
No, he did not.
Okay, and so what did you observe occur after you instructed him to leave?
They continued arguing.
Okay, and then at some point, did you see Nadia move away from that location?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and where did she go?
She ran back across the parking lot to get away from Johnny.
Okay, and so is that like running from the McDonald's area, like across the parking lot of the car wash? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and did anyone follow her, or where was Johnny when this?
Johnny was picking up something that fell on the ground as she was running away, and then he chased after her.
Okay, and so after he chased after her, do you recall where they ended up?
Near the car wash sign.
Okay. And once they were at that location, what did you observe occurring near the car wash sign?
They got into a physical altercation.
Okay. Are you able to describe that for the jury?
Yes, they were exchanging hits and punches.
So I'm gonna show you what has been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit number 4, okay? Okay, Mr. Phillips, are you able to see the video up on the screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay, if you're having trouble viewing it, feel free to just turn around and look at the big screen to your right, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna play State's Exhibit number 4, and I want you to tell me when you observe yourself in State's Exhibit number 4.
I see myself walking out of the car wash right now.
Okay, and what color shirt are you wearing?
Great.
What are you doing in State's Exhibit number 4?
I am approaching Johnny and Nadia.
So where you're standing, the person to your left or right here, that's Johnny, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and to your right, that's Nadia, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And so at this point, I'm just pause State's Exhibit number 4, but why did you feel the need to stay there at this point?
In case Johnny tried to do something. Nadia is running across the parking lot and Johnny is chasing after her.
And so we see you kind of run over there really fast and someone fall to the ground. Can you explain to us what happened there?
Yes, I pushed Johnny to the ground.
Okay, why'd you do that?
I saw him pull out a weapon.
Okay. And at this point on scene, had you observed that Nadia had stabbed the defendant or no?
No, I did not.
And so when you see the defendant reaching for this weapon, what did you decide to do?
I decided to push him.
So how did you feel?
Justified.
And then at this point, we see someone fall to the ground. Did you observe what happened there?
I did not.
Well, when you were on scene, after you pushed the defendant to the ground, when he got back up, did you observe him do anything on scene?
I witnessed him point his gun at me before getting up, and then that's when he shot her.
And then after that occurred, did the defendant say anything to you as we're watching CCTV?
He shouted an expletive at me. Sorry.
And then where did you go from there?
I went back into the car wash.
We talked to witness.
Vince.
So, Mr. Phillips, do you recall giving a statement to the police the night this happened?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall the officer asking if you pushed Johnny to the ground and you told them no?
No, they did not ask me that.
You sure? You
Yes,
didn't
I'm
talk
sure.
to Officer Hamilton and tell him? You're positive?
I'm positive.
Okay. So you walked up on the two of them as they were arguing, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall observing they were both filming each other?
Yes, I did.
Okay. But while they were filming each other, the only person displaying a knife was Nadia, or a weapon was Nadia, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And all Johnny had in his hand was his cell phone,
Yes.
right? And the object you talk about, Johnny picking something up, is actually Nadia taking his phone and throwing it, right?
Right.
Okay. So at that point in time, it's just two people, I guess, arguing with each other. And then she throws his cell phone and she runs towards his car, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And the car was on and it was running, correct?
Yes.
And then Johnny chases after her, I guess. You don't know why she ran towards the car?
Just to get away from him.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. But then you talk about them, I guess, exchanging blows, but really what happened at that point in time, you're aware was she was stabbing Johnny, right?
No, I did not see her stab Johnny.
But you know, she stabbed him, right?
After the fact, yes,
Okay. You found out after the fact?
yes.
Okay. So when you knocked him to the ground, and I guess when you saw him pull the gun out, at the time you weren't aware that it had already been stabbed
No,
more than once.
no,
Okay. But up until that time, he pulled the gun out, there had been no weapon exhibited by Johnny at all, correct?
that's correct.
And the only person exhibiting a weapon was Nadia.
No, it was Johnny, who was also
Okay.
pulling. away.
I'm talking about up until the time he pulled the gun out, right?
Yes,
He had not been exhibiting a weapon, right?
right,
Okay. But up until that time, up until the time he came over there, the only person who had a weapon out was Nadia, right?
yes, as far as I remember.
Okay. And so you weren't aware that she had stabbed Johnny?
No, I was not,
Okay. Is that because of the lighting or distance or what?
because of the lighting.
Okay. All right. I pass the witness.
No further questions and excuse my state, Your Honor.
I'm fine with that.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means that you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone during the pendency of this trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you remove the clip, please. State,
Yeah, can we approach?
yes. Oh, you may be.
Yes, Your Honor.